the contenders for the balance beam title at the World University Games of 2025.
Für die Schweiz, Martina Eisenger. Representing New Zealand, Alisa Sawada. Representing Japan, Ashikawa Urara. Representing Chinese Taipei, Tonya Paulsson.
The contenders for the women's beam title. And we are in for a fascinating final. The women's balance beam competition at Rhein-Ruhr 2025. The top performer in qualification, Okamura of Japan, and she will go second in this final. She is the reigning Asian Games champion on the beam. Naturally, all of the home fans' support will be behind Emma Malewski, who won the European title in Germany in Munich in 2022. We also have a world champion in this final in Ashikawa Urara. Compelling.
This one could go one of several ways. Firstly, you have Emma Malewski, who is one of the most solid and consistent beam workers you will ever meet. She has a very daring mount sequence, a round off to back layout, step out, and usually she is right on and it sets the tone of the routine. But as you say, you certainly cannot count out Ashikawa Urara, the 2021 world champion on this apparatus, somebody who displays dazzling work and is capable, as we know, of great saves. And then Okamura, she is such a wonderful presence on the balance beam. It's not just her acrobatics, it's the theatricality of the choreography. She really puts on a show when she performs. And why not somebody else? Why not Tonya Paulsson, who has looked phenomenal here?
An amazing accomplishment. Tonya Paulsson, the all-around bronze medalist.
Someone who, one gets the feeling, might just be starting to come into her prime.
One thing that is particularly interesting is that Okamura scored 14.4 in qualification. That was the team final as the Japan team won gold. In the all-around final, she scored 14. And she then submitted an inquiry and the score was dropped to 13.7.
Gymnasts are only allowed to appeal the difficulty score, but when they do that, the entire routine is reevaluated. And so sometimes what they hope will be a rise in the difficulty mark actually results in a lowering of the score as the judges realize that maybe they didn't deduct for something they should have.
Good luck to all of the competitors. It's the women's balance beam final at Rhein-Ruhr 2025. And Yeonjeong, the 19-year-old who was the 9th best in qualification, 12.95, the 3rd best, and Miyata Shoko not eligible because the top 2 qualifiers were both from Japan as well.
She starts off with a front tuck somersault. Her flight series back handspring layout, step out. just a little cautious. And now with those last two elements, she's really gotten into the rhythm of this routine. It's putting her feet down with confidence. That was a lovely save on the turn in at Cossack position. It looked like she meant to stop at 1.5, but just went with it and let it happen. There will be a slight deduction associated with that, but nothing like the 1 point mark that she would lose if she came off the beam.
The first performer, An Yeonjeong of the Republic of Korea, the student of Wonkwang Digital University, which is an online institution founded just over 20 years ago. She's already competed at the Asian Games. Lots to enjoy.
There's some really tidy work in this exercise. The free cartwheel, the side aerial, and a very good side somi before that. There were just a few moments like that. Some small wobbles, nothing major, but still a few tenths here and there in execution. The dismount round off double twist, very good.
A gymnast who is still quite new to big international competitions, despite having competed at the Asian Games. She's yet to go to the Asian Championships, to World Championship level. So this is a massive opportunity, a big experience, a significant televised final. All part of the learning process as an elite athlete. 11.9. So it is, as we expected, a drop of some distance from qualification, and full mark down and then a little more. To Okamura Mana. Here is the top qualifier. Her score in the preliminary round, 14.4. This can be phenomenal.
Round off layout, step out. And it did look like, even during the round off onto the board, she wasn't quite centered with the balance beam.
Now that is an extraordinary start. The top qualifier off the apparatus. And a second time, despite a great effort to hold. She's given so much for her team. She's already been on the all-around podium too. It's a lot of competition over the last few days, 3 days in a row.
And it's deceptive because normally she makes it look so easy. But just every now and then we're reminded how difficult gymnastics at the elite level is. But just sit and enjoy her choreography, her presentation.
One cannot expect limitless success after success after success. Athletes are human beings, and she was fabulous for the team. She was fabulous in the all-around competition, and she probably deserves a good night's sleep, a rest, a bit of time to get ready for the next competition, because it has been a fantastic games for Okamura Mana. This doesn't change that.
And this will be one of the first times this year that she's had to compete these routines multiple days in a row. So if there is some fatigue at play, well, it's perfectly understandable.
And two very late nights as well. The Japanese were in the last team subdivision. The all-around final for the women was in the evening session in front of a sold-out crowd. Sometimes one can analyse at length things that have not gone according to plan. Sometimes you just go, it happens, because she's a normal person as well as an elite athlete, and it happens. 12.033. It is the leading mark at the moment. Malewski, as the crowd roars for the champion of Europe from 2022 in her country, in Munich. Oh, they're giving her the big build-up here, and she loves the big occasion that was proven in Munich. She studies at the Chemnitz University of Technology.
This is a difficult mount sequence. Round off, layout, step out. So solid.
Well, apparently it's a difficult mount sequence. It doesn't look it when she does it like that.
It really doesn't, does it? Side aerial. Back handspring, well controlled. Well, that's a very good combination. The switch leap, changing legs in the air. The same thing with a half turn straight to a Corbett. That back handspring swing down. And lovely. The Mitchell turn, triple turn in the Cossack sit position. And you'll have to take my word that that is exceptionally difficult, because she makes it look so easy.
And that's what great beam workers do. And this is great beam work. Good hold. Good hold. Just a moment of drama, only a moment. That's going to go into the lead, no doubt about it. A fantastic effort from Malewski. And we have barely had a chance to see her for such a long time. She had foot surgery in October of 2023, then shoulder surgery in July of last year. So she didn't compete from June of 2024 to April of this year. When you put that context next to that performance, it's even more remarkable.
Welcome back, Malewski. She's usually so secure on the round-off layout, step-out mount. And this no exception. It's a very nice triple series of elements, well connected. And notice how she hits a full split position on both of those leaps. This, too, was superb. Dismount, a 1.5 twist, and look how well she hangs on for the stick.
some gymnasts thrive in front of their home crowd. She is one. .166. She's in the gold medal position. Now it is lower than qualification by just over 2/10. Now we discover if it will be sufficient for a medal. It's going to be an anxious wait for Emma Malewski. The last gymnast in the first half. Xiang Lulu. .13.35 in qualification.
She does the candle mount, back dive to chest stand. The flight series incoming. Acrobatic elements connected together, back handspring layout. Oh, quite hesitant, and ultimately does fall off the beam. She does hit a good ring position right before her Corbett. It's a difficult routine for Xiang Lulu.
It is a difficult routine. It was the second most difficult routine in qualification. Carries with it a lot of risk. Sometimes that risk really pays off.
And she's probably looking at a deduction for going overtime as well. There's the second buzzer.
A turbulent routine, unfortunately, for Xiang Lulu. She's a gymnast who has ambition in her work, and with ambition there's always the potential for problem. And it was today a routine that didn't quite carry with it the authority that we have seen in the past.
There are some very beautiful individual elements in this exercise, no question about it. Look at the gorgeous ring position with the leg going back to the head, and then just even the arch on the Corbett. Here's her dismount. It's named after Julia Steingruber of Switzerland. The gainer off the end of the beam with the full twist. It's a dismount that features counter rotation. The physics of it are quite difficult.
We'll go back to James Hardy for a lecture on that. It's Emma Malewski who will be leading at the halfway stage. We still have gymnasts to come who can certainly make a very big challenge to that 13.166. every single one of the remaining gymnasts.
Well, with the door open, there is certainly potential for someone in the second group to come up and snag, well, 1, maybe 2 medals. We'll see.
Taking a little time for this final set of calculations to be completed. But it's not impeding the competition because the warm-ups are in progress anyway at the moment for the second half of the gymnasts. And the judges have to have time to get it right. It's 10.466. There is your leader, halfway, Malewski. Look at the scores holding second and third. It is up for grabs. Now, some athletes really like to know what they need to do to win it. They like to know the number that's required. Others like to block it completely out of their minds. I wonder what all of these gymnasts are in terms of the approach they like to take. If they do like to know the scores, they will know that this is a really open final. Martina Eisenger of the Swiss Distance University, which does undergraduate and postgraduate courses online. She is the reigning 2-time consecutive Swiss beam champion.
Good switch leap work to begin the exercise. That's a unique combination too. Switch leap into side aerial.
She has proven that she can handle needing to deliver a big beam routine. This 13.15 that she scored in qualification, getting her into the final, was the first beam routine for the Swiss in the last rotation of the team final.
Oh, she did well to hang on to that. Solidity was what was needed, and that is what she has given us so far. What about the dismount?
That is brilliant from Martina Eisenger. Such composure yet again. She did it for the team, now she does it for herself. The 20-year-old gymnast from the far northeast of Switzerland in Thurgau. She doesn't have an enormous amount of international experience. When you see that sort of performance, you think she might be in line to get a little bit more international experience.
Well, she clearly rose to this occasion. She did everything within her power to make this routine good, including saving herself a major deduction. She'll only lose 3 or 4 tenths from that. And the dismount, solid as well. 1.5 twist, just a slight hop to the side.
A common language shared. no way whatsoever is that mascot stealing and drawing focus. If you wanted to see what it looks like when two people try to ignore a giant falcon, you've just discovered it. 11.7. Martina Eisenger. She is just outside of the podium. The issue is that she lost 4/10 of difficulty compared to qualification. She would have been in the silver medal position. This is Alisa Sawada of New Zealand. Very impressive qualification campaign. 13.1 score. Good hold.
The first switch leap mount we've seen in combination. Such a pretty sequence. Switch leap to immediate switch half. She goes for the ring position. It's uncertain whether she's going to get full credit for the difficulty attempted there, because the head really needs to go back, and the foot could have been a little higher. That was commanding, however. She's moving very confidently.
And when one considers this is overwhelmingly the biggest final of her life, she's doing superbly. Never before had Alisa Sawada experienced anything that will come close to this sort of occasion. And that was brilliantly done. All you can ask of a gymnast is that they give their absolute best and try to handle the nerves. Well, she's passed that test overwhelmingly.
Such confidence in her acrobatic series. The dismount very good as well. Not the hardest that we see in this final, but one of the cleanest.
She attends the University of Canterbury, the second oldest in New Zealand. This is in Christchurch on the South Island. She competes for Te Wero Gymnastics, a small club in Christchurch that has done superb things. She attended the Doha World Cup with her club teammate Jim McDonald earlier in the season, and she was a reserve for the beam final at that World Cup. The execution is unlikely to be quite as high as it was in qualification, where she scored 7.9. But in the context of this final, it's one of the better executed routines.
And here is the score for the gymnast from New Zealand.
Alisa Sawada, fourth place, 11.866. She has lost half a mark of difficulty compared to qualification. And that was what you were exploring, Blythe.
Yes, the position on the ring jump in particular in that routine was a bit questionable. And if the judges decide not to give the difficulty, it would have significantly impacted the D-score.
Ashikawa Urara of the Nippon Sport Science University She is from Fuji in Shizuoka Prefecture, a city right by the mountain. And she ascended to the summit of the World Championships in Kitakyushu in 2021, where she was the best in the world.
Side aerial back layout, fantastic. And after her trademark beginning, the round off back handspring onto the beam. It's a beautiful leap combination as well. And she's nowhere near done. She's used the ring position twice because the head actually comes away from the beam and she loses sight of it. She earns quite a lot of difficulty, and she's one of the masters of that particular art. It's a routine that has lots of variety.
That is compelling from Ashikawa Urara, the world champion from 2021. Nippon Sports Science University is one of the most famous in Japan. Gymnasts like Tanaka Keiko went there, the balance beam world champion in 1954, the first Japanese woman to be a world champion. Tanaka was actually a professor at the university, passed away in 2023, aged 89. I think it's safe to say this might change things a little.
Definitely safe to say that. This routine has it all. She's got amplitude, tremendous split positions, and leaps and turns and flips. All delivered beautifully. Look at the dismount. Round off triple twist. One of the very few in the world capable of doing that.
Best executed routine in this final by a mile. She scored 14.05 in qualification, 13.166 leads. It's an emotional time. Might be about to get even more emotional. Only one is to go. She's already won a team gold medal. Emma Malewski may well be getting the feeling that her lead is not going to endure. Ashikawa Urara turns and looks at the big screen behind her. All the tension in the arena has just been diffused by those two. Tension has now been heightened by those two. Still we wait, and still she waits. You thought doing beam was nerve-wracking, it turns out waiting for the score's even worse. She has it, 13.966. Ashikawa Urara is in the gold medal position with one to go. In truth, there wasn't a great deal of suspense because the routine was so good, it had to be that outcome. Emma Malewski, by the way, will get a medal. She's guaranteed at least bronze. We've still got a fantastic gymnast on beam to come. But there is the leader. And now to a gymnast who scored 13.25 in qualification. Tonya Paulsson of Chinese Taipei, the all-around bronze medalist.
And she is capable of getting herself into the top 3. This is going to be very important. Back handspring, layout, excellent. A nice connection of 3 elements. The free walkover, split jump, and then right into a back handspring. Beautiful amplitude and extension on her leaps. There's such a lovely maturity in her work on balance beam. This has been great.
When people are happy, they're better at their jobs. When people are valued, when people feel confident, they soar. Look at her. Look at her mood. Look at her spirit. Look at her back in action, Tonya Paulsson.
Look at her thrive.
Ashikawa Urara knows a good beam routine when she sees one, and this was a good beam routine.
She just never flinched at all. Tonya Paulsson taking care of business on balance beam.
She only recently has started to represent Chinese Taipei, the place of her mother's birth. Previously represented Sweden, made clear that she wanted to change after not feeling that the atmosphere in her coaching environment was positive, feeling that the National Training Centre was not the right place for her. It was a bold move and a brave move, and she took agency, she took control of her career, her life as an elite gymnast, as was her right to do. We are seeing in the arena on the big screen that Ashikawa Urara has submitted an inquiry. .966. Clearly the Japanese team is undeterred from inquiring on beam, despite what happened to Okamura Mana yesterday. So we have to have closure on that first, and then we will receive the score for Tonya Paulsson. She made her debut, the gymnast on the left, for Chinese Taipei at the Asian Championships last month. It means that she's unusually competed at the European Championships and the Asian Championships about a year apart, and has been an all-around finalist in both of them. That's one for your trivia book. It's one to just throw out there when you're having your gymnastics trivia quiz evenings. You know who you are, you're doing it. Well, it has changed for Ashikawa Urara. 14.166. She has gained 2/10 of difficulty. Back to Tonya Paulsson. She's got another medal. 13.266 to add to all-around bronze, a silver on the beam. It gets better and better for the brilliant Tonya Paulsson. Malewski is the winner of the bronze medal. Congratulations to her. And there is the champion, Ashikawa Urara, another Japanese gold at the World University Games of 2025. It's a lovely atmosphere. And it was a very compelling beam final. A hard one to predict. But when it was looking uncertain, one of the most experienced beam gymnasts in the world stepped up, stayed on, and took control. There she is. Her name is Ashikawa Urara, and she has added World University Games beam gold to her World Championship title from 4 years ago. The classified results in the women's balance beam competition: the bronze to Germany's Malewski, silver to Chinese Taipei's Tonya Paulsson, and the gold medal won by Ashikawa Urara of Japan.
To the women's floor final we go, and here are the 8 competitors who will be contesting it. Diverse countries, diverse styles, all converging in this apparatus final. Once more, Japan placing 2 competitors in this apparatus final. It is the women's floor final in artistic gymnastics here at the World University Games. Starting things off for us will be Tonya Paulsson of Chinese Taipei. After that, we will see the 2024 Olympian Shin Solyi of the Republic of Korea, Annie Wu of Switzerland, replacing Alisa Sawada of France, who was the 5th strongest qualifier. And the 2 who will perform last in the order, Miyata Shoko and Ushioku Kohane of Japan. Miyata Shoko being in very fine form here, already having won 2 individual gold medals, as well as gold with the team. She could make it 4. She had the highest difficulty of anyone in the qualification. As we turn our attention to the first 4 to perform, who are now completing their warm-up. This is an excellent chance for Switzerland's Annie Wu. Initially, the first replacement. She is here in the stead of Alizé Letrange-Mouaket, who won a bronze medal with the French the other night. Exercise, wonderful dance-based performance, blending, tumbling, and artistry. This is Evandra Zlobec of Canada, the 18-year-old.
Time to begin one of the showpiece finals at any multi-sport games. People have been dashing to get to their seats for this one. Tonya Paulsson, the 7th best performer in qualification. She'll get us started. To be a lot of discussion about Tonya Paulsson. People at these games who don't know artistic gymnastics have been saying to me throughout the last few days, "Where's Tonya Paulsson? What a gymnast! She's extraordinary." And I think gymnastics fans around the world will be saying, "Yeah, we've known for a while." And they're right, of course.
Allure, she dances, and more than that, she performs to the hilt. It's not just the tumbling, which was really good, but it was all the dance skills, the turns. And she began things with this fabulous double layout, beautifully stretched in the air. Second pass, full twisting double tuck. Well planted. And her level of fitness is just so impressive. She seems impeccably prepared to perform on this big stage.
She has been extremely busy over the last few days and looks as though she's got a lot still left in the tank, although she is done now. The last event this for women. Her execution will need to be very strong because there is high difficulty to come from other gymnasts, but that was well executed. She seems a gymnast renewed. 13 is a very good start. 12.8 in qualification, so she has found an extra tenth of both difficulty and execution. She might have found more than that, though, over the last little while.
Die nächste Turnerin steht bereit, achte aus der Qualifikation. From the Republic of Korea, Solyi Shin.
To an Olympian in Solyi, 8th best in qualifying with the same score that Paulsson produced, 12.8. She controlled that well at the end, could easily have gone forwards. Solyi of the Republic of Korea. It's a very light routine, it's an effervescent routine, and it's a thoroughly enjoyable routine. Lest we forget that there's some cracking, tumbling going on there, very hard.
She's such a stylish performer on floor exercise. From the opening bars of the music, she gives us character. She also gives us some very good hard tumbling skills. Front layout into front double full twist. And that's just for openers. And in the midst of all that, she really dances. On women's floor exercise these days, the pendulum has swung pretty sharply back towards real artistry. There's actually a whole slate of deductions for if you don't do things like have the right body posture, have good footwork, insufficient involvement of body parts. She is somebody who can tell stories with just her hands, though.
Well, the next chapter of the story is coming courtesy of the judges' hands right now as they tap away on their keypads and calculate the numbers.
She did give away a pretty significant deduction on the final pass, though. The chest landing low and it throwing her down into the floor. She did well not to fall, but there is going to be something taken for execution because of that.
It was 7.5, the execution score in qualification. 5.3 difficulty. That is quite a lot higher than Tonya Paulsson by half a mark. Although Paulsson did find an extra 10th in the final itself.
And here's the score of the gymnasts from the Republic of Korea.
12.433. It is about 4/10 down from qualification. Difficulty has dropped by a 10th, and the execution is down a few tenths too. as the first reserve for Elise Letrange-Mourki. This is Annie Vu of Switzerland. There's important context to give about the Swiss team, which is that they so nearly won a bronze medal despite having one fewer gymnast than all of the contending teams around them. They couldn't discard any scores, everything counted, and it took a lot out of them. Annie Vu gave her best for the team, she gave her best there. She had some uncomfortable moments in that routine, but as a squad, they can depart knowing that they really worked hard and they really gave it their all.
This is her opening pass, a very crisp, clean double tuck. And she has a nice contemporary style, real personality to her dance on floor exercise. Unfortunately, things got complicated with her second and her third passes. The second pass, I believe she was attempting to do, and we'll take a look at it here. Normally, and this actually, the third pass, on the second pass, normally she would want to end with a front layout with full twist, and it seems she understood that she was not where she needed to be in the air, just bailed out after a half twist, landed safely and fairly cleanly, although there will be an execution deduction with that, and then just opted to do a simple full twist as the dismount. Normally she does a double pike there. But it's great to see a gymnast, if she's just not feeling quite right, pull up a bit conservatively and just get out of the routine in a clean way. The difficulty on that is going to be, I would expect, lower than what we saw in the qualification.
11.533, and indeed her difficulty score is 4/10 lower. Now, if you are somebody who likes your floor routines to be full of dance, to be full of a performative quality, open a giant bag of popcorn now and start chomping away, because this is the gymnast for you, Evandra Zlobec. You'll like this a lot. about that. What a performer. Evandra Zlobec of Team Canada. Blythe, isn't she fantastic as a dancer? And she's not half bad as a tumbler.
Some gymnasts just command your attention when they step onto the floor. She clearly has that gift. This was brilliantly executed. Not just the tumbling, as you say, but pivots, like that spin with leg at horizontal. Part of her difficulty as well. Front somersault through to 1.5 twist. And a great stuck landing. She ended things off with this good double tuck. All around excellence in that floor routine.
She was part of the Canadian team that won a silver at the Pan American Championships last month in Panama City. She's the only member of the squad that is also here. So she's been doing a lot of gymnastics lately in a big setting. And she made the floor final at the Pan American Championships, which I don't think will surprise you. Very humble gymnast, loves to represent her country, always expresses her gratitude for being given the chance. I think we're very grateful for having the chance to see her on floor. There'll be a lot of people in the gymnastics world talking about that display, the artistry. She's gone into the silver medal position at the halfway stage, only 1/10 below Tonya Paulsson. What is key is that Paulsson's execution is 3/10 higher. We did say that Paulsson would need an extremely high execution score, and indeed, she delivered it. Well, it's an enjoyable floor final. We've got some high difficulty work to come. Jade Vansteenkiste, the second highest score in qualification. This is brilliant to watch too. Fabulous. It's so much fun. There are books to be written on Belgian artistry in gymnastics, whether it's artistic gymnastics, acrobatic gymnastics, rhythmic gymnastics. They know how to do it, don't they?
They really do. In a 90-second floor routine, she seems to give us an entire feature film. The tumbling is excellent as well. 2.5 twist to front layout. She will take 1/10 of a point penalty for the foot slightly out of bounds. but that doesn't deter our enjoyment of this exercise at all. Double pike, and just such good entertainment. Cheers to you, Jade Vansteenkiste.
And probably, almost unnoticeably, a lot of very good difficulty. Some high impact tumbling, because it's just blended into all of this frivolity.
Frivolity is such a good word for it.
It's deeply serious frivolity because of how difficult that tumbling is.
But yes, she is just a consummate entertainer.
She might be entertained by this score. She will be. 13.266. Jade Vansteenkiste is into the gold medal position. 5.3 difficulty, 4/10 higher than Paulsson. Despite the penalty, despite the execution being a little lower than the gymnast from Chinese Taipei. Veronica Mandriotta, this is another gymnast with high difficulty work. The Italian gymnast Veronica Mandriotta of Mercatorum University. 9th best in qualification with a score of 12.7. Now the execution was 7.4 with a 5.3 difficulty score. Let's see what comes now.
The Italians of late have not been shy about doing a lot of choreography before they tumble, really settling themselves into the routine and establishing a character. And she does that before her opening 2.5 twist to single stag jump. But the tumbling, very good in this exercise. Her second pass is a 1.5 twist through to front layout with full twist. And finally, she caps things off with her double salto. The double salto, a requirement on floor exercise. Hers is done in the pike position. Thoroughly enjoyable throughout.
Two gymnasts to come, both from Japan. Veronica Mandriotta scores 12.566. The execution almost the same as qualification. Difficulty a little lower. Small drop, that's all. Jade Vansteenkiste leads. Miyata Shoko is next. Vansteenkiste 13.266. Miyata 13.65 in qualification. Could she be on course for another gold medal? This is an utterly captivating routine, and boy, is it difficult. Feeling we haven't seen the last of Miyata Shoko. It's engrossing. Every single moment of it is engrossing. The choreography is thoroughly engaging. It's playful. It blends with the music fantastically, and then it stops, and you get these incredibly difficult tumbling passes, and then she bounces back into more engagement with the audience, and there's another fabulous tumbling pass. The whole thing works superbly.
And then a stuck double pike to cap it all off, like the cherry on top.
At the FISU World University Games, this is Miyata Shoko at her best.
And you have to go back to the early 1990s to find tumbling like this. The whip backs through to a back handspring, through to a double salto with a twist. And what's so interesting is actually in the qualification, she did 2 whip backs to a double layout. So she's changed things up here. Obviously, there's so much for her to draw on in her bag of skills. It's a very nice turn, the double with the leg at the head, named for Chelsea Memel of the United States. And here's the aforementioned double pike to end. And she just put her feet down and didn't move. What a display.
Back and better than ever. 13.7. That's stronger than qualification. Miyata Shoko on course for another gold at her comeback games. The all-around champion, the team champion, and straight away turns her attention to supporting her. Ushioku Kohane. It will be a Japanese gold. Which of the two of them? Miyata leads. Ushioku scored 13.25 in qualification. 13.7 is the number to beat. irate, doesn't it, that the last performance in the women's competition of these games comes from a Japanese gymnast taking centre stage, because the nation has taken centre stage. And well done to Ushioku Kohane, who's been so high profile at these games. The sense of a team reunited. And she really can tumble. A real floor vault gymnast.
Completely. Very powerful in all of this tumbling. Look at the distance she gets on her 1.5 twisting walkout, right through to round off back handspring and double tuck. All of her tumbling passes wonderfully landed. And there is Miyata Shoko living every single movement with her and supporting her all the way through.
Yes, I think Miyata expended more energy during Ushioku's routine than she did her own.
And look at the stick on her final pass, the 2.5 twist to front layout, completely changing directions and just totally unfazed by it all.
The execution was very strong from Ushioku. 13 is what currently holds bronze, 13.266 silver, 13.7 gold. It is a guaranteed Japanese gold anyway.
The gold medal will go to Japan. This is Miyata Shoko, Ushioku Kohane. The gold medal goes to...
The tension builds. And Ushioku Kohane has won the silver medal. 13.366. Another Japan 1 and 2. Miyata Shoko is the champion. And joining the two Japanese gymnasts on the podium will be Jade Vansteenkiste of Belgium, which is a brilliant result for her. Well, it's more Japanese domination, but we must not forget that brilliant bronze from Vansteenkiste. Jade Vansteenkiste only finished her examinations 3 weeks before the end of this. Or 3 weeks before the start of this, I should say, the psychology student. She posted a triumphant message on social media saying, right, exams done, now I can get ready for the World University Games. What an exceptional game from Miyata Shoko. That is her 4th gold medal. 3rd individual. One thinks back to Hatakeda Hitomi, who I believe won 4 gold medals in 2019 at these games. The classified results in the women's floor competition. Bronze to Jade Vansteenkiste of Belgium, silver to Ushioku Kohane of Japan, and her teammate Miyata Shoko wins the gold medal and makes it her 4th of these games, the Rheinruhr 2025 World University Games.
gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's artistic gymnastics balance beam final.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, die Siegerehrung Gerätturnen Schwebebalken Finale.
Please welcome the medalists.
Bitte begrüßen Sie die Medaillengewinnerinnen.
The medals will be presented by...
Die Medaillen werden überreicht von Donatella Sacchi, FISU Technical Committee, Chair Artistic Gymnastics, Vorsitzende des Technischen Ausschusses der FISU für Gerätturnen.
The gifts will be presented by...
Die Präsente werden überreicht von Sarah Voss, Artistic Gymnast, European Championships Bronze Medalist and two-time Olympian. Zweifache Olympiateilnehmerin im Gerätturnen und Bronzemedaillengewinnerin bei den Europameisterschaften.
Third place and bronze medalist representing Germany.
Dritter Platz und Gewinnerin der Bronzemedaille für Deutschland, Emma Malewski.
Second place and silver medalist representing Chinese Taipei.
Zweiter Platz und Gewinnerin der Silbermedaille für Chinesisch Taipei, Tonya Paulsson.
First place, gold medalist and Rhine-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games champion representing Japan.
Erster Platz, Gewinnerin der Goldmedaille und der Rhein-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games. Für Japan, Ashikawa Urara.
Ladies and gentlemen, the FISU anthem.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, die FISU-Hymne.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Rhine-Ruhr 2025 medalists.
Liebe Zuschauer, Ihre Rhein-Ruhr 2025
The medalists in the women's balance beam competition at Rhine-Ruhr 2025. Celebrations will continue in just a moment. The victory ceremony for the women's floor competition at Rhine-Ruhr 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's artistic gymnastics floor final.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, die Sieger und Gerätin, Bodenfinale der Frauen.
Please welcome the medalists.
Bitte begrüßen Sie die Medaillengewinnerinnen.
The medals will be presented by.
Die Medaillen werden überreicht von Donatella Sacchi, FISU Technical Committee Chair Artistic Gymnastics, Vorsitzende des Technischen Ausschusses der FISU für Gerätturnen.
The gifts will be presented by.
Die Präsente werden überreicht von Dr. Melanie Haag, Member of the Board of the German University Sport Federation, Vorstandsmitglied Allgemeiner Deutscher Hochschulsportverband e.V.
Third place and bronze medalist representing Belgium.
Dritter Platz und Gewinnerin der Bronzemedaille für Belgien, Jade Vansteenkiste.
Second place and silver medalist representing Japan.
Zweiter Platz und Gewinnerin der Silbermedaille für Japan, Ushioku Kohane.
First place, gold medalist and Rhine-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games Champion representing Japan.
Erster Platz, Gewinnerin der Goldmedaille und der Rhine-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games für Japan, Miyata Shoko.
Ladies and gentlemen, the FISU anthem.
Meine Damen und Herren, die FISU-Hymne.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Rhine-Ruhr 2025 medalists.
Liebe Zuschauer, Ihre Rheinruhr 2025 Medaillengewinnerinnen.
And there they are, the medalists in the women's floor exercise. Artistic gymnastics at Rhine-Ruhr 2025.